Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve. Boy, it's James IV. That's Roman numeral 4 off the top with the intro. What up, K-Sap? No cap, that's the big bro. You know the ladies hold it down for the team. We be the hottest on this YouTube screens. We got sports, media, news, that round table talk. Them other parts ain't got the same sauce. Now, hit us in the chat, but no haters allowed. Send you to the block party, what you gotta say now? We on live, hit us up and subscribe. If you like it, to share, show love instead of staring. Man behind the mic, numbers don't lie. Send me a super chat to all that may apply. Ain't no party like an SBD party. Let's get the show started, pull up, everybody. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching.
Yes. You know who it is. It's your favorite host, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, Kay Cabbat. What up? I see everybody starting to come in, but as soon as you come in, like I always tell you guys, man, do me the favor, do me the curiosity and the generosity of dropping a like on the video, man. Share the video out. Like I always say, it might not be for you, but it might be for them. But check this out, man. I see everybody coming up in the building, man. Like I always say, we're going to give the live a chance to catch up to some people so YouTube can send their notifications out to alarm people that SBD is live once again. I appreciate everybody that's in the building right now. I got my man Salmore Fudd in the building. I got Rocky Trump. I got Marlon Causey. I got Charmaine, ADP, Asanto. I see people coming in. Hey, I appreciate that, Rocky Trump. I see people filtering in, man. Right now, we 2 minutes in, man. We got 39 people watching, man. Do me a favor. Just drop a like on the video. Appreciate you, Marlon. But y'all, hey, look. Y'all see the title of the show, man. Y'all see. Hey, look, check this out, guys. Y'all see the title of the show. The title of the show. He said, what? What did Tony Grossi say? Like I said, Tony Grossi is playing the Flipperachi. He's playing the Flipperachi. What up, Kimberly Harris? I see you in the building. ADP, I see you. Look, Tony Grossi is playing Flipperachi. I told you got to keep your eye on Tony Grossi. He started off this way. Now he's trying to switch up. Now, like I told y'all, hey, look, I came out and told y'all guys right after that Pittsburgh game, I told you, I said, what? Tony Grossi can't protect Dillon Gabriel no more. And now he's come to the realization and he is watching. And now all of a sudden you're starting to see what we've been seeing. Now you want to talk about it. But tonight, guys, I got some special guests in the building that's going to talk about it with me. But before we bring them up, we just want to let y'all know, sit back, relax. Like I always tell you, kick your feet up, get you a nice little drink, and let's conversate. But I see everybody in the building, but you know, like I always do, man, I never throw a rock and hide my hand. you know, I always bring myself to the forefront. So you see me, I'm here live in the flesh. But before I bring my special guests up, we got 58 people in the building. Please drop a like on the video. And if you're not a member of the channel, please join the channel. I appreciate everybody's support. Appreciate all the love you guys been showing me. Appreciate all the new subscribers. Hey, what's up, Sonia? Jalen, I see you in the building. I just want everybody to know, like I said, this is gonna be a great show tonight, man. I got some guests with me tonight, and we're gonna break it all down. But do me a favor, like I said, if you haven't joined the channel, just hit the join button, man. Just become a member of the community. Also, appreciate everybody that's donating over these last couple of days with the super chats and things like that. But I appreciate all the love and support. But look, let's get off into it, man. I'm gonna bring my guests up. Got some guests in the building. We're gonna talk about it. Go ahead and bring them to the building. Hey, I got my girl Keisha from Cut the Ish, Real Talk Sports. I got my man Duvall on here. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling today?
I'm doing good. It's been a long day, but I'm doing good. I'm ready to talk about old Grossi.
Old
Whatever
Grossi.
his name.
Yeah, Tony Grossi. What's going on, Shea Boost? I see you in the building.
Mess up his name just a little bit.
Nah, it look Grossi. He Grossi. Yeah. Yeah, we got another special guest in the building. We got Duvall. What's going on, Duvall?
Mr. Duval in the building. First of all, we always stay in town. Lakeisha finds we go out of town, you know, so we got some money, so we had to travel. So we had a different audience now. And then most importantly, Lakeisha, stop always talking to the chat. You know what I'm saying? We here to do a show. You know what I'm saying? We got to be professional.
I gotta talk to my
We got to be
peeps.
professional, Keisha. We here to do a show. We ain't here to be talking to people in the chat. You talk to them after the show. You sign autographs after the show. Why we here? We here to do business with Boss Man.
Yeah.
All right. You hear that, chat?
What's going on, 420 Jenkins? I see you in the building. He said, "What's good, everybody? Strong love. Appreciate that." Rocky Trump. I see you in there. Dillon got a fish for an arm. You know how that is. Marlon Colsey said, "Greetings, guests." Yeah, I got guests in the building. I'm supposed to have one more that's supposed to be joining us. We don't know where he's at this time. I don't know if,
Running.
plane got delayed. I don't know. But we do things like that. Yeah, I don't know if I sent my driver out there to get him. I don't know if he, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if he's stuck in traffic, but like Duvall said, we got a show to run, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to be on at 6:45 Central Standard Time every day. I can't have y'all be waiting. What's going on, Miss Robinson? I see you in the building.
He wants to be a professional.
I'm telling you what happened. He ate that Chicago pizza and drank some ginger ale, that Canada Dry, and he went to sleep. That's what happened.
I see you, Miss Pamela. She said it's Shedeur getting first team reps. We're going to get off into all that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get off into all that. We got 72 people in here watching right now. Man, do me a favor. Drop a like on the video. And remember, you know what my new saying is? Hype me up. Got to hype me up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You
so
still trying to be hip, huh? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they gotta hype me up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you see it. We got some special guests in the building. But before we get off into that, look, I want to show y'all guys something so we can put this in context on what we're gonna be talking about tonight. We're gonna break it all down. What's up, Ken B? Ken B said probably throwing to trash cans again, knowing this team. Yeah. But look, we're gonna show y'all something that y'all's man Tony Grossi had to say today when he was on the Rizzo show. So look, we're gonna bring that up. We're gonna let y'all process this because I've been telling y'all, how many times have I told y'all he's playing Flipperachi? He don't know what side to be on. Now, he did all that stuff and he was saying and protecting Dillon Gabriel, talking about Dillon Gabriel was 10 times better than Shedeur. He was already ready. He knew the playbook. He knew everything. But now Tony Grossi put Dillon Gabriel on blast. I'm not going to give Tony Grossi too much credit because, like I said, Tony Grossi is one of them guys like you got to watch him. But let's take a listen to what Tony Grossi had to say when he appeared on the Rizzo show today. Let's take a listen.
I know they've had drop pass problems early on. I know they had offensive line problems early on. And I know that the former play caller has gotten criticism. But I really lay this at the hands of the quarterback. I mean, he's got to see the field better. And maybe that's kind of a motivation behind Kevin's move to give Reese the play calls. Maybe Reese can get him out of the pocket better and make him more comfortable so he could see the field better. But it's obvious that Dillon Gabriel can't operate an NFL offense from the pocket. He just can't see the field from what I see. There were no offensive line problems in New England. Okay, he had plenty of time to throw. He was not under duress, and he threw 9 passes to wide receivers. That you can't win that way. You can't even compete that way, as evidenced by that.
Now you guys heard what y'all's man Tony Grossi said. I see you, Katie, in the building. One of my lovely mods that showed up in the building, and one of my lovely members as well. Appreciate you tuning in, Katie, as always, and doing your thing. But y'all heard what your boy Tony Grossi had to say. Now I'm gonna turn it over to the panel. You know, I don't know how they feel about this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've always talked about it, but I want to get their perspective on how they feel about Dillon Gabriel and what they've seen over the 4-game sample size of what Dillon Gabriel's doing. I just want to hear from them and give y'all a little bit of insight and a different perspective on some new voices on how they feel about this situation. We're going to let Keisha from Cut. First of all, Keisha, do me the honor and the favor to introduce yourself and tell people where they can find you at.
All right. My name is Keisha, and my YouTube channel is Cut the Ish Real Talk Sports. Y'all come over there and hang out. I'm a Louisiana girl, so I do Louisiana sports too, but I talk pretty much anything. NBA, NFL, Shedeur, Sanders. Hey, I love my Tigers. I love women's sports. I love sports in general. So y'all come over there and hang out. You might not agree with everything I have to say, but I will get you thinking though.
And hey, moderators, ADP, if you're in the building, do me a favor, drop Keisha's YouTube channel in the link so people can find her and they can go subscribe to her. So with that being said, Keisha, from what Tony Grossi said, and from what you've seen of Dillon Gabriel, you know, give me your takes on that.
Dillon Gabriel, I mean, he's only about, they say he's 5'11", but I beg to differ. I think he's probably about 5'9" to 5'10". He has a hard time seeing over the line, and this is something I'm pretty sure all they scouting, they knew that going in. He has a severe problem trying to get the ball down the field. He can't stretch the field vertically. Stefanski has tried to keep him protected and kind of do dink and dunk, but that's just not. You can only do that so long. That's not an NFL offense. You got to be able to do both. You got to take the check down when it's time to take the check down, but when it's time to go for the big shot, you got to be able to push the ball down the field. As Grossi was saying in that clip, I mean, the offensive line is not bad. Dillon Gabriel can move. He's not like immobile. He can move. It's just that his arm talent is not there. He doesn't have a strong arm. But these are things that the Cleveland Browns GM and coach and scouting and all these people that make money over there should have known going into this. So and Grossi, which I'm learning as a radio personality, I think he was just going with the narrative of Shedeur Sanders must not be that good because he went in the 5th round and nobody else picked him. And so he didn't really do, dare I say, a great evaluation. He just went with the coach's take on it and pretty much backed him up kind of thing, which we see a lot of times where people be talking sports. like we talk about Stephen A. We talk about ESPN all the time, where we sit there and wonder, did y'all actually watch the game? No, they're not watching all these games.
Yeah.
So if you're not watching college sports, as far as with Dillon Gabriel, this is the first time you really being introduced to Dillon Gabriel. As everybody know, or your audience might not know, I'm an SEC girl. So if you're not in the SEC and you way out there at Never Land, I'm assuming that's what Dillon Gabriel was in college. Then a lot of these people don't even know who Dillon Gabriel is, but because the coach gave him such a, commanding, like, this is my guy, people
Yeah.
start to think, well, he's got to be good. An NFL coach is telling me that he's the guy, and something's got to be wrong with Shedeur Sanders. And so they keep perpetuating that narrative, and now Tony is finding out he's been duped. He's been
He
duped.
been duped. Huh?
He's been duped.
Yeah.
He's been duped to believe that this guy was the guy. And I don't like to get on quarterbacks being short either, because if you can play, you can play. But it is clear that the man can't see over the line. And one of my favorite quarterbacks is Drew Brees. He couldn't see all the time over the line either. But he could sling that thing.
Yeah, he was
And
special.
and that's the problem with Dillon Gabriel. He can't push the ball down the field. And there's nothing Stefanski can do to kind of hide that. I mean, it's out there for everybody to see. So now you're going to see a lot of people backpedal.
Yeah, I call them hopscotchers and flipperassis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, that's a good point. And now that Kevin Stefanski has relinquished offensive play calling duties and turning to Tommy Rees, do you really think that's going to make a big difference? Because sometimes when somebody show you who they are, that's who they really are. So do you think with Tommy Rees being the new play caller, that will probably open up some more skill sets that Dillon Gabriel might have that he hasn't brought out because he was a supercomputer and a scripted guy underneath Kevin Stefanski?
I'm going to say no. What I think is happening here, they giving the play calling to the real offensive coordinator that they hired.
Yeah.
So when they decide to make a change, Stefanski won't be the one doing it. I think he has a kind of a personal tie to Dillon Gabriel, and he doesn't want to be the one to say, "Hey, it's up. Your time is up, kid."
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the OC tell you. That's what I think is going on here.
Hey,
I could be wrong.
Interesting point. Interesting point, man. So that was a great take. Let's turn to Duvall. Duvall, let's get your perspective on it and see where you coming from. So let me hear from what we've talked about. You heard the clip of what Tony Grossi said. I know you probably didn't watch the 4-game sample size of Dillon Gabriel and what he's bringing to the table with the Cleveland Browns. You heard Tony Grossi talking about it's asinine that your receivers only get 9 targets and they your receivers and your running backs get majority of it. So give me your take on it.
First of all, thank you for having me up here on this opportunity to talk to your audience, and I appreciate everything you do for the platform and for us as Simple Blog Drop It Network. Um, I do a lot of commentating, but I do my share of comedy too. So I give you some of everything. But most importantly, I'm just glad to be here. When it comes to Dillon Gabriel, I blame one person. I don't blame Cleveland. I don't blame the Browns. I don't blame the city. I don't blame the Lake Erie. I don't blame none of them.
He said Lake Erie.
I don't blame none of them. I blame Russell Wilson. Because when Russell Wilson got drafted in the first round and he became successful, a lot of these GMs and head coaches think that they can use an undersized quarterback.
Hey, hold on once, Duvall, real quick. Hey, they in the chat, they saying, can you turn your audio up just a little bit?
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Oh, my apologies. Like I said, I blame Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson was an undersized quarterback that was successful. He had not only had a strong arm, but he was creative with his legs and with his vision when it comes to not seeing over the line and everything else. So a lot of these GMs and coaches want to follow that same blueprint. They did it with Baker Mayfield. They did it with, like I said, Johnny Manziel, which didn't work. They did it with other quarterbacks over the years. You know, what I'm saying after Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, and they gave them opportunities. But there are limitations when you're under 5'10". Now you mentioned Drew Brees. Reason why Drew Brees was successful, even though he had a limited arm strength and he was undersized. The New Orleans Saints did a great thing. They always prioritized the center and the guards. They
They
made sure
did.
that was strong so he could see over the middle instead of the left tackle and right tackle, which a lot of other teams prioritize when you have taller quarterbacks. They prioritize the tackles so he won't get hit. But with New Orleans, they prioritize they all prioritize the guards and the center, so he get that push over the middle so he can see over the field. And with Dillon Gabriel with his offensive line, which was once a top 5 offensive line, but it's not that no more. You got a lot of players that was like either washed up or injured. I think they got one offensive lineman that's still playing at a high level. But other than that, I think he's in a bad situation as far as his skill set. He's not like a Russ Wilson where he could just run around, create throwing
Mm.
lanes like Kyler Murray does
Yeah.
when his head was right. He's
Mm-hmm.
not none of that. He's not that type of quarterback that can create in that vacuum. So, unfortunately, he have his limitations. They knew he had limitations. You know who else knew he had limitations? College football, because he started at UCF. He didn't make it there. Then he went to Oklahoma. That's your neck of the woods, Lakeisha, so you should be following football. But he didn't make it there. Then he went way out to Nike.
I don't mess around with Oklahoma. I'm a Tigers fan.
Man, you got Oklahoma channel on your TV. You in New Orleans. You got
Well,
Oklahoma
all
channel
I
on
know
TV.
is all I know is we beat them. Keep going.
And then he went over there to Nike. I guess he wants some free swag. He went to saying Oregon. Saying he did a little to nothing over there. And so he was always considered a backup type quarterback coming into the draft. He was somebody that you maybe could use for a game or two if your starter went down, but he wasn't somebody that was perceived as a starter type quarterback. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, Kevin Stefanski and politics, among other things, wanted to draft him in hopes that the Cleveland Browns didn't draft Shedeur, so they wouldn't have the circus and the media attention that they did not want as a franchise. Well, not to say they didn't want, because the ownership clearly wanted it, but I guess the coaching staff did not want that type of distraction. But either way, Dillon Gabriel, he's not a starting quarterback. He has his limitations. He plays like a poor man's Alex Smith, but the difference between Alex Smith and him, at least Alex Smith is very good at targeting the tight ends. He don't
Yeah.
target the tight ends. Dillon Gabriel, he just target the running backs. That's why the running backs always have more catches and targets than the wide receivers, because he just have limitations for targeting them at a rate where the wide receivers could be successful.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. And a lot of people, I piggyback off of some people that said in the chat, man, when Keisha was speaking, beautiful perspective from the sister. Duvall took the mic. A lot of people started laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he puts the comedy into it as well, but drives home his points. Shout out to Gina Bina, one of my lovely moderators in the building. We had a lot of people come in as what my guest was speaking. We have Rich Ross. We have the Beast Reincarnated, Richard McGee, CJ, Selmore Fudd. We had some, people come up in here and joined us. But if you guys are just now getting here, I will say this, man. I have my special panel on here with me tonight. And for the people that just came in, that didn't hear what Tony Grossi had to say and what we're talking about, we will replay that so y'all can get a gist of the conversation that we're having tonight. So let me go and run that audio back. Because we got 140 people in here watching. Just do me a favor, drop a like on the video, as you always do, and hype me up. Now, we're going to go ahead.
Hold on
Go ahead, Keisha.
1 second before you play. As a side note, Oklahoma changed quarterbacks like every other 2 years, 1 year. I ain't nobody keeping up with them Oklahoma quarterbacks. Go ahead on.
Shout out to one of my lovely mods that just jumped in the building, Chancellor. Appreciate you, sweetie. Appreciate you being here. She says, "Hey, chat, lovely mods and KSAP. I finally made it back." Shout out to the WB, Dillon Gabriel girlfriend out of there. She Wins is in the building. Dwayne Williams. We got new people coming in. Now we got 152 people in here watching. Drop a like on the video. Also, like I said, for people that don't know what we're talking about, we talking about Tony Grossi because Tony Grossi, now he's doing the flipperachi. He's really flipping. Now he can't justify what he's seeing from Dillon Gabriel no more. So let me go ahead and run the clip back so y'all hear exactly what Tony Grossi had to say. I see you, She Wins. She's in the building as well. But let me go and run that clip back so y'all understand what we're talking about. Let's take a listen.
I know they've had drop pass problems early on. I know they had offensive line problems early on. And I know that the former play caller has gotten criticism. But I really lay this at the hands of the quarterback. I mean, he's got to see the field better. And maybe that's kind of a motivation behind Kevin's move to give Reese the play calls. Maybe Reese can get him out of the pocket better and make him more comfortable so he could see the field better. But it's obvious that Dillon Gabriel can't operate an NFL offense from the pocket. He just can't see the field from what I see. There were no offensive line problems in New England. Okay, he had plenty of time to throw. He was not under duress, and he threw 9 passes to wide receivers. That you can't win that way. You can't even compete that way, as evidenced by that.
Now you heard what Tony Grossi had to say, right? For the new people that came in, what have I been telling you guys ever since y'all guys joined me? I've been telling y'all guys that Tony Grossi is one of them players that was out there defending Dillon Gabriel, and I don't know why he was defending him because of all the stuff that he was undermining everything that Shedeur Sanders brought to the table. So I told you guys before, pre-draft, we heard what Tony Grossi had to say pre-draft. Tony Grossi says some diabolical things pre-draft that went in Shedeur Sanders' favor. Never made mention of anything about Dillon Gabriel. He wasn't on nobody's draft board. He was nowhere to be found. And then all of a sudden, Dillon Gabriel gets picked in the 3rd round to the Cleveland Browns, right? And then Shedeur Sanders goes in the 5th at 144. And then all of a sudden, Stefanski said, hey, this is going to be an open quarterback competition. So then that's when Tony Grossi got on this Dillon Gabriel train. And then that's when he started undermining Shedeur. So now that Grossi has made that, and they made a change from Kevin Stefanski to Tommy Reese to play calls. And you know it was the big blow up about Shedeur Sanders back, right? Now Shedeur Sanders is back at practice. Shedeur Sanders is back at practice right now. He was limited yesterday, but we heard what Kevin Stefanski said in the media day press availability. He wasn't quick to name Shedeur backup quarterback. Now, what's going to be an excuse because he was a full participant today at practice, and he was out there gunslinging that ball around, moving like there was no ill effects to the back. But how many times have I told you guys? Everybody in sports gets some kind of treatment. People get treatment on their backs. They get treatment on their hamstrings. They get treatment on their ankles. We've seen it. And I've told you guys, in sports, they have this billion-dollar facilities that they can go in and get treatment and have access to everything that they want to do. Why not take advantage of it? Because the normal people like us, we got to call the doctor and make an appointment, and that appointment might be scheduled a week out. Then we got to go in there and verify the insurance. If we ain't got insurance, now we got to pay out of our pocket all this money. Even though we got insurance, we still got to pay a copay. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors when it comes to Shedeur, but he's back at practice. So he's back at practice now, moving around. There's great reports on him today. Now, why come Kevin Stefanski still hasn't said Shedeur Sanders is QB2? I'll let Duvall go on this one. From what I just said, and Kevin Stefanski not naming Shedeur the backup quarterback going into this game against the Jets. Let me know your perspective and how you feel about that.
He probably ain't named him QB2 because he still got a concussion. I'm talking about the head coach. it's clear that you know what I'm saying he have amnesia when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. He had like he don't know his name, he don't know his phone number, he don't know how to pronounce his name and nothing like that. So that's a problem. But we know what it is. He didn't want Shedeur. He never wanted Shedeur. So he gonna slow drag this all the way till he have to put the man in. He might have to get terminated before Shedeur get a chance to showcase his talents. But that's unfortunate because Kevin Stefanski was a great offensive coordinator at one point when he was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
They had a great offense with Kirk Cousins,
I'm glad you brought that up.
and Thielen.
Yeah.
When he went to Cleveland, unfortunately, just like many coaches, just like Doug Peterson, among many other offensive-minded head coaches that don't evolve their offense, it gets stagnant. And so when your offense gets stagnant and there's no adjustment, when teams have film on what your offense does best, that's when your offense don't get the potential push that it should have gotten. And this is unfortunate with Kevin Stefanski. Because I think Shedeur would be a better option at this time because I think, one, he could push the ball downfield, and two, he brings a swag, a confidence by himself that makes his players believe in him.
Yeah.
And see, let's be honest, with Dillon Gabriel, those players don't believe in him. They sniping at the lips when it comes to him and everything else. And the reason why I could say this because like even the running back Jerome Ford is reposted TikTok videos telling the world how unhappy he is in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? So that's saying something. That Dillon Gabriel, you dance like a white man. You just don't got no swag. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We do the electric slide, you do the Macarena. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? We just have to be on the same page, Dillon. You just don't have it. You and Russell Wilson went to the same school. You just don't got a Sierra. Now, if you get somebody like Selena Gomez, then you know what? We can reevaluate your situation.
It wouldn't matter.
but as of right now, we got to talk about Shedeur. Shedeur can bring an energy to this team that this team needs. It can bring hope to this team that this team needs. And most importantly, they need to evaluate Shedeur because even though this 2026 draft is not as good because, you know, you got a couple quarterbacks that people don't like, one from Indiana, one from Oregon, Dillon from Oregon, and then Fitzgerald from Indiana, you know what I'm saying? But they're not highly touted like Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, you know what I'm saying, Andrew Luck. Those type of quarterbacks, they not those highly touted prospects where you want to tank your season for. So, but you still need to know what type of quarterback that you have in Shedeur. So if you need to go in the draft and get one, cool. Or if you need to go in free agency and get somebody like a Kyler Murray, who they, quote unquote, a lot of these teams now, if you notice, use, instead of benching, oh, he's injured.
Yeah, injured. Put him on injured reserve.
So it's a form of benching, so you want to bench the player publicly.
Yeah.
But it's clear that Kyler Murray's not playing in Arizona no more. You know what I'm saying? So he might be available. He might be somebody you want to look into. Tua might be out of Miami. That might be somebody you want to look into. You know what I'm saying? Bryce Young, if you know what I'm saying, if he has a downturn, you know he's playing well right now, he might be out in Carolina. We're not speaking on like Matt Jones. Matt Jones is playing well in San Francisco. He might get one last term. So at the end of the day, you need to evaluate Shedeur. And you can't evaluate Shedeur by looking at the Matt screen and, you know what I'm saying, playing video games with him. You got to put him out on the field and see what he could do. See if he could throw some passes. You know what I'm saying? In that win, you know what I'm saying? Cleveland got a hard-ass win. Lake Erie, they said mistake by Lake for a reason. That's a hard-ass win out there. So you need to evaluate Shedeur and see what he could do. Because for nothing else, either he going to be a guy next year or you're going to go into the draft or free agency to replace him. Because Deshaun Watson and his nasty ass and the massages and all that, you ain't trying to bring him back.
Hey,
no
that man married now.
He married and nasty. So we know what he's doing in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to bring him back with all, you know what I'm saying, with the nasty hands and all that, and the Achilles bad and all that. We trying to see what Shedeur can do. So at the end of the day, if Shedeur is great, we can keep it moving, and we can use those 2 first-round picks. I'm talking about Cleveland, because they got one for Cleveland, and they got one for Duval County, but we're going to be in the playoffs, so, you know what I'm saying, they're going to be in the 20s. So you're going to have the 2 first-round picks that you can build around Shedeur and build that team fast, because, you know, NFL is not for long. You can rebuild a team quickly, but if Shedeur is not the guy, you have options. So at the end of the day, Stefanski, get out your feelings, start acting like George Jefferson, and do your job. I land.
Oh, hey, great take. A lot of people in the chat appreciate that take there. based on what Duvall said and based on what I asked him, I'll let you go and follow up with that, Keisha. What you think's going on?
Well, Duvall takes everybody thunder when he start going and talking about people and their families and massage tables. But I'm gonna say this. Kevin Stefanski, you know I be thinking about my conspiracies in my mind, Kate.
Yeah.
And I got a new conspiracy. Kevin Stefanski is you would say he's a competent coach before all this took place, right? You would say he would be a competent coach. So my only thing I can think of in this situation, because he can't be this done. He knows he needs to evaluate Shedeur Sanders, regardless if he didn't want him or not. He's on the team. He sees Dillon Gabriel is having a hard time, and he needs to evaluate the young quarterbacks. But his refusal to do that, it reeks of something personal going on, but I can't judge personal because I don't know what it is. But maybe, just maybe, in my conspiracy theorist mind, is Kevin Stefanski trying to get fired? Does he want out of Cleveland because they don't give him no power over nothing? They just go and pick players and they trade players without talking to him. They draft players without talking to him. Is he just through with it all and want to get out of Cleveland and get from that Lake Erie? And he through with it all? Because he know he's going to get another job somewhere else? Is that what he's doing?
Hey, that's your conspiracy theory. I can't answer that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I you know, the crazy thing about it is, Keisha, from what you just said, man, Kevin Stefanski, like I've always said, man, I never had a problem with Kevin Stefanski, like Duvall alluded to, you know, being an offense coordinator in Minnesota when we had Adam Thielen, when Adam Thielen took over before Stephon Diggs wanted to get out of town, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I remember.
I've always told people, and y'all have heard me say this, Kevin Stefanski's not a bad coach. He's a 2-time NFL Coach of the Year. But the thing about it is he put himself in a sticky situation when it comes to this quarterback situation. If he would have just came out and been honest with people, we wouldn't be here right now talking about it, because he's the one that put himself in this situation. Now he's making himself look real bad. So your conspiracy theory might hold some weight. You know what I'm saying? Does he want to get out of Cleveland? You know what I'm saying? That's things that we really have to step back and think. Like, when you show mannerism like that, and like Duvall alluded to, you can't even mention Shedeur's name. You can't even spell his name right. You don't know his phone number. You don't know what number he wears on his jersey, and you don't want to talk about that. So it makes you believe there is something going on. But at the same time, I'll get back to the point when we talking about how they evaluate people and how Tony Grossi did his evaluation, right? And all of a sudden, cats do 360s.
Right.
And when I say they do 360s, is because Tony Grossi, pre-draft, I'm going to let y'all hear what he said pre-draft about Shedeur Sanders. Now, you saying all this pre-draft, now all of a sudden, when the tires meet the rubble, you switch up. Like, you came out of nowhere and changed your whole perspective about Shedeur. You knew what Shedeur was about. You know what his capabilities are, but you never said nothing good about him outside of your pre-draft tape, because we saw the preseason game in Carolina. Shedeur balled out. Shedeur met you in the hallway and y'all had some words, and Shedeur basically came up and told you on a hot mic. He told you, why are you always hating on me? Why you don't say nothing good about me? See, Shedeur, he keeps the receipts, and we keep receipts too. And we always post receipts. So I'm going to let you guys listen to what Tony Grossi said pre-draft about Shedeur Sanders in the fall of Shedeur Sanders. And he said there's no way possibility that Shedeur Sanders slips out of the first round, because he was the number 1 or the number 2 quarterback in the NFL draft. Let's take a listen to what Tony Grossi had to say, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk more about y'all's boy Tony Grossi. Let's take a listen.
Into it. First one. Are you buying or selling this rumor? Shedeur Sanders' draft stock is falling and falling fast.
I am not buying that.
Okay.
I think that Shedeur is going to be regarded as the number 2 quarterback in this draft. And
Okay.
it's not going to get anything worse than that. And I think there are, 4 teams in the top 7 that are looking for quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him dropping beyond 7.
Do you think it's just a supply and demand thing, or where do you think it's coming from that like Dane Brugler, very good mock draft guy.
Yeah.
He's got him in the 20s now, you know?
Right. But I think if Dane was a GM of a team who needed a quarterback, he'd
Okay.
have a different opinion.
Okay.
I mean, that's an unbiased look at these quarterbacks,
Yeah.
and that they're not maybe measuring Shedeur up to past drafts. But
Mm-hmm.
the fact is, he's the second best quarterback in this draft,
Yeah.
according to most.
Did your opinion on that change after the combine? Because we did talk about that a little bit last week.
I don't think it changed, but I think the gap closed between 2 and 3.
Okay.
Rather than 1 and 2.
Okay.
You know, so he's still firmly number 2 in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of most teams. But if you don't need a quarterback, you badmouth this quarterback draft.
Okay.
Okay, and I think that's what's happening.
Got you. Well, then it brings us to our next one, which is kind of maybe why there's a perceived fall happening. But Tony, the rumor out there, not even a rumor, kind of a report. Shedeur Sanders came off as brash
Listen,
and
guys,
arrogant in
listen
some
to
of
this.
his combine meetings. What are you buying or selling there?
Well, listen, I only know what I saw and heard in the media interview.
Okay.
And he was fantastic.
Yeah.
He was just so charming and fun and filled with energy. I don't know what happened behind closed doors, but I can't imagine that he would submarine his job interview. So I don't know. It just seems like there are people saying things, hoping he falls to them, maybe.
Okay.
I think some of that is in play.
I-
And he's an easy target because he's unusual. He's a personality already. He hasn't accomplished anything in the NFL, but he is Dion's son, and you have to accept that. He was brought up differently.
Yeah.
He's always been in the limelight near his dad. And I don't buy that he's ticking off NFL interviewers.
Yeah. And this isn't something new we've seen. We've seen C.J. Stroud. A lot was made. Remember his testing before and all that, and it seemed like it came out because teams were trying to drive him to fall a little bit, right?
There's always somebody high in the draft that gets picked apart.
Okay.
For various reasons, and it looks like it's going to be Shedeur. And
Now, guys, why the switch up? I need answers. I mean, Duvall, I'm gonna let you go in and from what you heard of Tony Grossi from the start, because the narrative was out there that Shedeur was in here botching up these interviews. You heard what Tony Grossi said. He's charming from everything that he saw. Now he's part of the insiders of the Cleveland Brown insiders, right? So all the reports that he saw and everything that he's seen Shedeur do, everything was charming and fabulous. Then you also heard him say that his draft stock is not in jeopardy of falling. He was rated the number 2 quarterback in the draft, because Cam Ward was number 1.
Yes.
But I've always said that, Shedeur Sanders should possibly be the number 1 pick to the Tennessee Titans, right? So now you got it to where Tony Grossi is telling everybody that no, he wasn't just going in there botching up interviews so he wouldn't get a chance in the NFL. He was the number 2 quarterback in the NFL draft. He's not going to fall further than number 20. He's not going to go outside of number 1. And then all of a sudden, this guy switches up. What's your take on that?
First of all, I blame Brian Daboll and the New York Giants for tanking Shedeur Sanders' stock. That's the reason why they had that noise about Shedeur Sanders and his unprofessional behavior. The Giants did that, and they did it on multiple occasions, and that's on that organization. So I blame them. And most importantly, when it comes to Tony Grossi, legendary media member in the Cleveland area, but clearly he's in the organization's pocket. He's the Andy Constable of the Chicago Sky. You know what I'm saying? He's in the pocket. He paid off, and that's what it is. That's why the legendary writer in Cleveland is Mary Kay Cabbat. If Mary Kay Cabbat says something, you believe it because she is the legendary writer for Cleveland area. She represent Cleveland. That man Tony Grossi, he represent the team. He got the team best interest, so he gonna do the team bidding and be their PR person and try to slander Shedeur's name so these people won't be upset when Shedeur don't play. That's what Tony Grossi is doing, and that's a shame because he is a well-known media member. He owes it to the obligation to his audience to be honest, truthful, and most importantly, be objective. He ain't objective. He's being paid off. He probably got some Christmas gifts and everything else from the organization. That's why he acting the way he is. And so at the end of the day, don't listen to Tony Dorsey or don't listen to Tony Grossi because it clearly do not have its own opinions and thoughts. He has the opinions and thoughts of the team and the team best interest. So he's going to do their bidding. People like that are snakes, frauds, and liars. And I don't like neither one of them. So at the end of the day, we got to listen to Mary Kay Cabbat because she tells the truth. That's why she asks the hard questions, and that's why Kevin Stefanski starts stuttering like he knows he got a speech impediment because he do not handle somebody confronting him. That's why Mary Kay Cabbat, you are my role model. You are my hero. I salute you, Queen. I land.
Oh, hey, well, you got somebody up here that's kind of fond of Mary Kay Cabbat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, in the streets, they don't trust Mary Kay Cabbat as well. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. Great perspective from Duvall. But based on everything that we heard, Keisha, and you heard it. We got receipts. You heard exactly what Tony Grossi had to say. Now, from that, give me another conspiracy theory.
Well, I will tell you this. Look, one thing our two-time president came out and said, and I quote, and y'all know me and this guy don't see eye to eye on nothing. But I will say this. He said sometimes they be out here with that fake news. And some of these media members, they've been sold, because they have that partnership with that team, K-Stat. They got that partnership with that team. That team has given them access. And so now when you want somebody to spin a narrative, especially if an organization is taking a lot of heat, that's why you've seen a 360 from that interview he had before the draft. So, now I'm Dillon Gabriel's biggest cheerleader because he already knew that going into the draft, going after the draft was over with, he already knew Dillon Gabriel was the coach's guy. And they was going to try to get Dillon Gabriel in there. So he had to spin it. It must be a reason why they dropped Shedeur down the fifth round. All that stuff I said before is irrelevant. Right now, I'm going with the organization. So in the words of our current and former president, the fake news be rolling out here, K-Sap, and you got to decipher through it. It's unfortunate because of Duvall's point. Sometimes we can't even trust the media because they are supposed to have an obligation to at least try to get it right, to at least give an evaluation. If you're doing a sports analysis, if you're doing a football analysis, a quarterback analysis, give your true take. But the problem is with Grossi is he can't get that true take and risk losing his access to the organization. It helps fund his business. It helps fund his YouTube channel. It helps fund his sponsorship. So you asking the man to go against what feeds him, and that's when the waters get muddled. So now you got all this going. But the problem is the reason why the recent clip you just did, the reason why he's doing a bow face is because of this. The film don't lie. That's why he changing his mind, flip-flopping, K-Sap. When you out there at the end of all this narrative spinning, Dillon Gabriel had to go play, Sap.
Yeah.
And once he went out there and played, Tony Grossi said, "Oh, he didn't do a bow face the first game. Second game, he was still like, oh." But by the fourth game, he was like, "I can't keep lying. People
They're gonna
start,
figure me out.
They're gonna start calling me out." So that's That's the problem. That's the problem with having. How can I put it? Not having that separation between the media and the organization. Because once you get that link, some people feel obligated to keep that link happening because they can catch you out. And then that goes your livelihood. So
Hold up, boss man. Before you go, hold up. I gotta talk to the chat. Mary Kay
Uh.
Cabbat ain't love in the chat. The
no,
goat of
she's
Cleveland
not.
media, she ain't loving the chat.
No,
Is
they
y'all
don't like
plotting
her.
on me? Is y'all plotting on me? Mary Kay Cabot ain't loving the chat. I mean, she is the GOAT of Cleveland media. She not loving the chat. Legendary Mary Kay Cabot. That what
They
y'all
don't
telling
like
me?
No,
Oh,
they don't like her.
I
Hey,
gotta
these
do my homework.
these Cleveland fans do not like the flipperosky of certain people in the Cleveland media, especially
Sometimes-
these insiders.
Sometimes she didn't keep it real,
Yeah.
the ball.
Is she Anna Constable? Is she Julia Poe? Is she
Hey,
Julia Poe?
we trying to figure it out.
She
Look,
might be
everybody in the
the
chat
ops,
saying,
Duvall.
hell nah.
Oh,
So
no.
look,
She
hold
might
on.
be the ops, Duvall.
Yeah, so look, they said absolutely not, sir. But based on that, we gonna take a listen to what your girl Mary Kay Cabot said about this situation about Shedeur Sanders not getting these first team reps. Let's take a listen. Carolina in the Hood said, hell no. Gina Bina says she's too inconsistent.
Oh no.
And then Marlon said, nah, we ain't going for that. So check this out. We're gonna listen to what Mary Kay Cabot said when he was talking about these first team reps. Let's take a listen.
Most is getting all the first team reps. Shedeur Sanders is not getting any first team reps. That's not abnormal, Mary Kay, just in a normal situation where maybe there isn't a rookie who kind of needs those reps. But in this case, it was just, I don't know, Kevin explained it. You lay it out for us.
Well, when Joe Flacco was the starting quarterback, Dillon was getting the normal amount of QB2 reps, which is usually 1 or 2 snaps every drill. It's not a lot, generally. But right now, with Dillon needing all the help that he can get, all the time on task that he can possibly get with this young and struggling offense, Shedeur's not getting any. But it set up a little bit of a red flag because everything does with Shedeur Sanders. I don't think it's anything to be alarmed about. He's getting plenty of reps in other drills. He's getting separate field reps. He's getting after practice reps. And then, of course, he's also going to nearby Baldwin Wallace University and getting reps on Friday afternoons on his own with some college players.
Yeah, Ashley, this just sort of speaks to, like, nothing is normal with Shedeur Sanders. Maybe not his fault, but we just know no matter what it is, nothing is going to be normal when it comes to Shedeur.
No, nothing really is. But again, I think when Kevin said this initially today when he got asked about it, it wasn't that surprising, just given the situation. And I think it's obvious when you have a guy like Joe Flacco, who's such a vet, you don't need him taking all those reps in practice. His body probably doesn't want him taking all of those reps in practice. So those handful that Dillon Gabriel was getting to, mix things up or give Flacco a little bit of a break or whatever the case may have been, that's more understandable than a rookie QB who's now only started 3 games. You need him to get as many reps as possible. Now,
Yeah, there you have it, Duvall. You heard what your girl Mary Kay Cabot said, but the only thing that I have a problem with is why does Shedeur got to take time out on his Friday to go up to a local college to get some throws in? Like that's
I was giving a side eye.
That's what I'm saying. And then the last girl that spoke talking about, when Flacco was there, Flacco, because he's aging, he really didn't want the reps, so we was giving it to Dillon. Like this is crazy. But for them to say that Shedeur got to go to the local Baldwin College on a Friday to throw to college players because y'all not giving him none of the reps in practice where he can throw to, David Njoku, he can throw to Thrash, he can throw to Jerry Jeudy. And Isaiah Bond, why is none of that happening? But look, see, this is what they don't want to tell you. The footage out today, he was throwing the ball back and forth to David Njoku. See, y'all didn't see that. See, he was back at practice today. He was a full participant. And he was throwing that ball to David Njoku. And David Njoku, see, let me tell y'all a little backstory. I don't know if y'all saw the interview yesterday with David Njoku talking about he ain't going nowhere. he wants to be a Cleveland person. But see, y'all guys didn't realize that interview came right after the limited practice that Shedeur had when he was throwing the ball to David Njoku. David Njoku knows what he has in Shedeur Sanders. He knows that he has continuity. He knows Shedeur is the culture. He brings in everything. Go back to the preseason game against Carolina. You see how Myles Garrett and David Njoku was talking to Shedeur coming out the tunnel. Do we see any of that interaction with Dillon Gabriel from the veteran players? Did y'all see Jerry Jeudy's body language yesterday when they asked him about the passing game? I mean, Jerry Jeudy's playing his role. And just like Jason Lloyd said, another insider, there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind closed doors that we don't know about, right? They know when Shedeur is going to get in there. And I think, you know, we say a lot of things that go on in the locker room need to stay in the locker room. And I think in this situation, I think a lot of things are staying in that locker room because something ain't right. Something ain't right. But like I said, what don't come out of the wash will come out in the rinse, man. So yeah. But shout out to Richard McGee. Richard McGee said, I'm born and raised in Cleveland, and I've never seen a podcast that has their chat turned off because she doesn't like Shedeur either. Whose chat is turned off?
I guess they talk about Mary Kay.
Mary Kay. Yeah, Mary Kay. Yeah, you're right.
I gotta talk to I gotta talk to the chat for a second, boss man.
Go ahead.
Y'all talk about the GOAT, Mary Kay Cabot. She the ops. What y'all mean she the ops? She a legendary Cleveland media. She been there when they had the Cleveland Municipal Stadium, when they used to have the bleachers, when they used to throw bottles, beer bottles. I ain't talking about the plastic. I'm talking about the glass beer bottles and hit you in the head. Y'all talking about she the ops? Man, Kay, she the ops. She pulled one on me. I apologize, Cleveland. No, I got to apologize to the chat. Lakeisha, I apologize, chat. I thought Mary Kay was the GOAT. She the GOAT in Cleveland.
The chat don't like Mary Kay. Treating her like people treated Andy Constable and stuff like that, man.
They say she a $5. You know what?
Yeah.
Oh, no. She the ops. My fault, Cleveland. I apologize, chat. I didn't know she was the ops like that. I thought she was a jactor because she's a legendary writer. You know, so we respect Mary Kay Cabot. But now if she playing politics like that, you know, so I changed my mind. I'm on the other side. I don't like that. I apologize, chat.
Hey, chat, you got to forgive me. He apologized, chat, so don't be too hard on him. He apologized. See, he knew to this chat. See, he don't know what this chat bring to the table. This chat, these like we got to understand something. These Clevelanders that I have in these chat, man, they deserve better. They deserve better.
You gotta understand, you talking to Mr. Duval County. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on with these Cleveland people, man. These Cleveland people are a little different, man. They gonna let you have it.
Yeah. They strong as Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know, I love Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's the first of the month. Wake up, get up, wake up. I love Cleveland. I don't love LeBron because he left Cleveland. I love Cleveland. I promise you that, chat.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, so
we ain't going down that. We're not going down that road. Let's keep going.
See, look, but then Carolina Hood TV said, "Okay, we got it. He good now. So you good now, Duval. They accept your apology." A lot of people in there laughing. You know what I'm saying? It's all love, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, G. Bush, that dude over there. G. Bush is part of that media, and he give it to him raw and uncut. See, G. Bush got a lot of pushback. He pushes back on them folks, man. He tell you like it is, man. But yeah, resurrect minds, yeah. But you know, like I did last night, what I'm gonna do, man, I'm gonna turn the phone lines on, man. I'm seeing if we can get some callers in here tonight, man, and see if we want, you know, some callers want to come up. It's totally up to y'all, but the phone lines is gonna be open. So I'll go ahead and post that. Yeah.
How long Cleveland gonna be dysfunctional in their organization?
Man, Cleveland been dysfunctional for a long time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Been dysfunctional for a long time, man, and things got to change, man. It's things that got to change. But for people that want to call in, man, the call-in line is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. 214-425-9333. Call in, get your voice be heard. Like I always do, man. I open it up. I interact with the chat. You see, look, my guest came up here tonight and started interacting with y'all. So, you know, it's all love around here. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just wondering. I don't know if maybe it's the owner's fault. He just didn't foster the culture that's just chaotic. Oh, we got a call already.
Yeah, you're on the line with Kay Cabbat and his guest on the SBD. Who we got? Oh man, they hung up.
That's that cricket phone number, man. That cricket phone, y'all. Yeah,
they. I think he might have been watching the show because I heard the show in the background.
Right.
But in all seriousness, when it comes to organizations, it always starts at the top. It always starts with ownership. When ownerships don't have their stuff together, when they don't have a vision, it falls down to the organization structure. And that's why, if you notice, the same bad teams are bad every year. When I'm talking about the New York Jets, the Cleveland Browns, you know what I'm saying? We could go to Jacksonville for a long period of time, hoping we get our stuff together. But like I said, it's always the same bad team, Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Hey, you on the line with SBD? Kay Cabbat, who we got?
What's going on, man? It's Quay, man. I'm down here in Dallas, Texas, man.
What's up, Quay?
What's going on, man? I just wanted to call. I seen y'all was talking about the insider, Jason, man. I like a lot of his takes, man. But when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, his takes be a little biased. I see when he's on the show with G. Bush, he always like to say, "Hey, I'm hearing a lot of guys saying that, hey, Shedeur Sanders is not ready," and G. Bush would be like, "Hey, well, I'm hearing some guys say he is ready." And he always like to resort back to the 2026 draft of them drafting a quarterback, Cleveland going to a quarterback. So his takes be kind of biased, man. That's all I want to call and say, man. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate the call.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, he's talking about Jason Lloyd, because I guess he watched the show I did the other day talking about Jason Lloyd, where he had some inside stuff, and I agree with that. A lot of people said you got to watch Jason Lloyd. You know, Jason Lloyd is a phony too. And see, that's the problem with it. The Cleveland media as a whole, they got all these narratives out there, right? And one of the people in the chat, I think it's Richard McGee. G. Bush is the truth. G. Bush sits on that Cleveland show. He's part of that Cleveland media. He's from the Cleveland area. He's on the show with them guys, but he also has his own podcast. And when he gets on his own podcast, he lets the Cleveland media have it. He tells them like it is. And, you know, Football Junkie 55 said Jason Lloyd is a hater too. And that's what I'm saying. And the crazy thing about it is all this hate has been exposed ever since I think Deshaun Watson was in the building. You know what I'm saying? Now you got another black quarterback in Shedeur Sanders. And it all started from the top when the NFL collusion, why Shedeur Sanders didn't get drafted to where he was supposed to be drafted at, right? So now you got a lot of people, you know, in the media that are just saying things. And like a lot of people say, you know, they got to say something to generate some kind of revenue, you know what I'm saying, to keep things going. But then, you know, it's certain channels, like y'all say G. Bush and stuff, like I've always told you, I keep receipts. That's one thing I've always done as a podcaster. I keep receipts because it's out there. The catalog is out there. All you got to do is go research it. And you got people that send you stuff. So when you put receipts out there and let people hear it instead of you just talking and ain't got no evidence to back it up, that's what I'm going to provide. I'm going to provide the evidence to show y'all that, oh, man, this is diabolical. Listen to what this cat just said. But then I got proof. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just up here just talking because I've always said a pair of lips to say anything. But when you got tape out there, when you're doing a show, when you're producing a show, and you got all these clips that you can say, and when you say it, you got the stuff to back it up. Oh, yeah, okay, this is what this person said. Oh, okay, yeah, we got you. You know what I'm saying?
Boss man, you forgot Deshaun Kaiser, legendary Cleveland quarterback. He played in 2018. He had a cup of coffee, but he still threw some starts. And you know what I'm saying? He's a black quarterback too, so we got to support him. Deshaun Kaiser.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It seems like when it comes to all the black quarterbacks that Cleveland had, and when you have them, this is how you treat them. And that's what I'm saying. The Cleveland media as a whole, if you really start paying attention to the Cleveland media and all the media personnel out there that's covering the Cleveland Browns, right? And like you alluded to with Mary Kay Cabbat, she's been around for a long time. But so has Tony Rizzo. So has Tony Grossi, right? And Rizzo is another person. I like Rizzo. I mean, you can't change my mind about Rizzo because Rizzo, he gonna tell you like a T.I. is. You know what I'm saying? But there are certain people that are just not honest, man. Like Rizzo, when he comes on and does a show, it's basically Rizzo searching for answers. Why y'all not playing this kid? You know what I'm saying? He's not making no excuse, but he just wants to see him. Tony Grossi is the type of person that makes a lot of excuses for a lot of things. Somebody said Kaiser was trash. Hold on.
I ain't gonna hold you, Chad. He was trash. He's a black quarterback. He just deserved to be mentioned too. That's all.
Yeah. He said Kaiser was trash and never should have ever came out of college that early. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And see, but at the end of the day, the truth got to come out.
Yeah.
When they play Shedeur, because they got to play at some point this year. Because like I said, they got to find out what he can and can't do as far as carrying the franchise. Because if he can't do it, you got to get a quarterback quickly. Because this is a quarterback-driven league. If you don't got a quarterback, you will not go anywhere. You will be in quicksand. And Cleveland tired of being in quicksand. You know what I'm saying? They tired of going to the mistake by the lake. They want to win. That's why they getting a new stadium, and the new stadium gonna be indoors because they tired of the cold. So you know what I'm saying? So put a one out there for Cleveland fans to be proud of. Like,
all right, we got a caller.
Go ahead.
Hey, you on the line with K7, Simply Ball Dropping. Who we got?
How you doing, man? This is Carolina Hood TV.
Oh, what's up,
man?
Carolina Hood TV, man? Appreciate the call, man. What you got?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm here for Shedeur, man. I've been following Shedeur since Jackson State, man. I mean, I'm down here in the Carolina. I stay out in South Carolina, so we all been pulling for Shedeur since he went out there. Oh man, Jason, man, it's y'all media, man. There's a lot of them guys, man, that's so negative, man. That 93, and then I find you about one of the realest. You and G. Bush. I watched Bush too in the barbershop. But the rest of them guys, and Tony Rizzo go hard for him too, man. But it is like y'all just dirty y'all own players out, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Washington Redskin fan. And I'm gonna tell you how to get rid of the owner. And I used to go to a lot of games. They need to stop going to the game. That's how they got rid of that owner, Snyder, out of there.
Yeah.
Stop going to the game.
Yeah.
And it'll force the NFL to sell a team.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's crazy though. But we out here, we rooting for 12, man. We rooting for 12.
Man, I appreciate the support.
And I ain't never watched this much Cleveland media. I'm trying to tell you, I'm 48 years old, man. Hey, I ain't never sit down there and watch the Broncos.
Hey, but look, hey, I will tell you this. At least you honest. At least you ain't pulling no punches. At least you telling it like it is, man. You not fishy.
Yeah, man,
you're not fishy with
mean,
it. You just being real.
Nah, I never watched it, man. But you know, we just came in for 12, and we gonna support 12. And, you know, and I mean, Cleveland got some good players, man. It's
they
just
do.
That I don't trust that Kevin, man. Y'all need to get Kevin. Y'all need an offense. Y'all need to get Kevin out, man.
Yeah.
That offense he got is trash, man. Really. And that noodle arm quarterback he got, Dillon. Dillon, and man, that guy right there. I don't know who tell him and Kevin Messy Pumper, but that guy ain't get after. Well, basically, Kevin destroying him. Kevin is destroying him because once he ever gets on the bench, ain't nobody gonna be looking out for him.
Yeah.
Nah, ain't nobody gonna want him.
Exactly.
He
got a great
killing his
point.
own correct.
Got a great
Nah,
point.
he done. He after that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold y'all guys and let y'all go, man. But hey, Simply Ball, you keep it coming, man. I always look for you, and whenever I got alert from you, I always come through and show you some love.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Hey, that's Carolina Hood TV, man. Appreciate the call, man.
All right. Y'all hold it down.
All right.
That's the problem with Stefanski. He don't realize that. I'm sorry, Devon.
Go ahead.
He don't even realize that that's the caller made a good point. He killing that boy's career.
The only thing I was gonna say is what's his name? Hood Carolina.
Carolina Hood TV.
Yeah, he sounded like he cooked some good barbecue. He looked like he was shopping at the Piggly Wiggly in Carolina. I know about the Piggly Wiggly in Carolina. You know, so I F with Carolina.
Hold on, we got a caller from Cleveland. Hold on, we got a caller from Cleveland on the line. Hold on. You on the line with Kay Cabbat and Simply Ball Dropping. Who we got?
Hey, what's up, Kay Cabbat, man? It's Richard McGee, man.
Hey, what's
How
up,
you
Mr.
doing
McGee?
today,
How
man?
you doing today, man? Appreciate the call.
I'm doing all right, man. I appreciate all the love for Cleveland and everything, but the Browns messed up when they had John Dorsey there, man. He made the perfect picks, everything for Cleveland. He the one that picked Baker Mayfield, Denzel Ward, and all that. The people who actually good on the team, he was the one who drafted them. Man, I'm born and raised in Cleveland, and Grossi, Mary Kay. When you from Cleveland, you don't pay them no attention, bro. None whatsoever. And I listened to the last caller talking about Washington. Washington, he didn't had to sell the team because of tennis. The man is a billionaire. He got caught up in something he couldn't get out of.
A scam.
And they made him sell the team. Just like the Clippers made their owner sell his basketball team.
Got caught on a hot mic talking racism stuff. Got caught on a hot mic.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. But when it comes to Cleveland and like Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel's trash. Nobody in Cleveland want to see this guy play. Period. But the only reason why he playing, if everybody pay attention, every last one of them, the Kevin, his old college coach, they all got the same agent.
I'm talking, it's Keisha.
So
what have we been saying?
Even if you don't see them, the agent is talking to y'all. He's trying to get more money. So everybody has the same agent, and they don't feel nothing wrong with this, bro.
Yeah.
We do not understand this being Browns fan. Hey, literally, bro, I sit here every week, and as long as Dillon Gabriel playing, I hope they lose. I've never done this in my entire life, bro.
Wow.
I've never rooted against Cleveland like this. But as long as he's in the game, I pray that I'll be sitting up here rooting against him. If they win, if Cleveland wins and Shedeur not in there, I'll be upset, bro. I'm talking my fiance, she be like, but they winning, babe. I'll be like, I don't want them to win as long as this trash can out here. Like when we beat Miami. I was mad we beat Miami, but we ran the ball.
Yeah.
He had nothing to do with it.
Yep.
And on any team, tell me one team where they take out the quarterback when you get in the red zone.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up because I've been telling people the last time that Cleveland has even tried to run a Wildcat offense was when Joshua Cribbs was there.
Josh Cribbs, bro.
How long ago was that?
Josh Cribbs was the last person.
That's what I'm saying.
Josh Cribbs was the last time we ran a Wildcat.
Exactly.
And then that's like this weekend. This weekend coming up. Man, I was so upset that the Jets traded their players, man. Because now he actually going in there against a defense that he can actually beat. And they're going to be on the mic. Tony Grossi and Mary Kay and all them come Monday, they're going to be acting like Dillon Gabriel went out there and really did something. Man, they might as well be playing against a high school team this weekend.
Well, they do got Cleveland favored to beat the Jets, but I don't think Quinlan Williams and Sauce Gardner. I mean, that's two players. I mean, Quinlan Williams is a great defensive tackle. Yeah.
Before the trade, the Jets was favored by 3 points.
Yeah, I know that. I was getting ready to say that. With them two players, it changed the odds, right? But Aaron Glenn, as a former defensive back, he got to come up with a scheme to replace Sauce Gardner. And, you know, when you get these new guys in the game, you know, they like to take chances. They're going to be licking their chops waiting for Dillon to throw that ball. So they're going to make an opportunity when they need it. But Quinlan Williams, the defensive tackle, that's going to be a hard replacement right there. But we're going to see. I still don't think, you know, he don't pose no threat to get the ball down the field, man. And I don't know if Quinshon Judkins is playing.
Yeah, no, Quinshon, he playing. He 100%.
Okay, 100%.
He basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he playing. He said there's no way that he not playing.
Oh, well, then that's going to change things. If they're going to set back and just hand the ball off, then, you know, that's what it's going to be.
Because that's basically what's about to happen. They about to hand the ball off. We about to run it down the Jets' throat. If this guy has to pass, we lose. And I love it. Because I don't want to see him out there, bro.
Yeah. Hey.
Cleveland fans do not want to see him out there.
Gotcha.
This Kevin Stefanski pushing his own narrative on everybody else.
Yeah.
His own agenda. He's pushing his own agenda onto the fans.
Gotcha.
I'm 49 years old, and I've been playing sports basically my whole life. I've never ever sat here and was like, man, I wish somebody get hurt.
Gotcha.
But he need to pull a hamstring, twist an ankle, or something. He do not need to be on the field, man. He looks horrible out there, man.
I know.
He looks horrible, man. I've never seen a quarterback who won't throw the ball downfield.
Yeah.
You are in the NFL, the highest level of sports for football. And you are the quarterback and you will not throw the ball downfield. I do not understand this for my life. I do not understand it.
Yeah. I totally agree, man. I understand the frustrations out there in Cleveland, man, but great call, man. We got some other callers trying to get in, man.
Appreciate it, man.
So I appreciate you calling.
Keep doing your thing, man.
All right, appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, bro.
All right.
Yeah.
Boss man, real quick.
Hey, go ahead.
I also say real quick.
Hello?
With Daniel Snyder.
Hold on, Vincent. We got you. Hold on just 1 second. Stay on the line. Go ahead. Go ahead.
With Daniel Snyder, he was a part of I want to say ticket sales scam, where he didn't report all the income to the other NFL owners. That what got him removed as an owner of the Washington Commanders. And then secondly, with John Dorsey, he was the GM for the Green Bay Packers first. Got terminated. Well, he was not Green Bay Packers, but Kansas City Chiefs with Andy Reid. Got terminated and then went to Cleveland, and he did some good things over there.
All right.
My apologies.
That's all right. Hey, you on the line with SBD and KSAP. Who we got?
It's Vincent, St. Louis.
What's going on, man? What you got?
What's cracking, man? First of all, I love the show, man. I've
Appreciate you.
been checking you out, man. I love what you're doing, man.
Appreciate
you're doing your thing. I want to say a couple of things really quick.
Okay.
Number one, these people that are wishing Dillon Gabriel gets hurt, man, we got to stop that. This has nothing to do with him, to be honest with you. He's just kind of caught in the middle. He's trying to live his NFL dream as well.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I want people to understand. We got to take the emotion out of this. You got 32, listen to me closely now. You got 32 billionaires across this league. Nobody is going to they are not going to kowtow or bend to what the fans want. That's not how this works. This is a $10 billion a year business. They are not listening to us wanting Shedeur in there. The other thing is, I don't think Kevin Stefanski is by himself, and I think the NFL is involved. Who has the power to shut something like this down? From the draft to him giving out some kid having his number and faking like he got drafted by a team to this scenario, that's not Kevin Stefanski. This was going on before he even got drafted. So we need to be clear about what we're watching here. When you see what happened to Kaepernick and what the NFL did to him, if you think Deion and Coach Prime and Shedeur was going to call their own shots in this and pull a Manning, they wasn't going to let it happen. They simply were not going to let it happen. Now, this is where we are at this point. So we'll see what happens. Shedeur may not see the field this year, and people need to be prepared for that.
Yep.
That's just real talk. He may not see the field. They've been playing games since day one.
I told they've been playing in our face, and like I've been telling people, like, don't be surprised if Shedeur Sanders don't hit the field this year. We want to see him, but don't be surprised if he don't hit the field.
We are, man, a blind man. Stevie Wonder can see Shedeur Sanders is more talented than Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel had no business being drafted in the third round. He wasn't on anybody's draft board in the third round at all.
Exactly.
At all.
Exactly.
Shedeur, and you so eloquently pointed this out. They went from this kid being number 1 overall to the 5th round. So what changed in 3 or 4 months? And now you don't give Shedeur any reps with the first team. He got drafted back in April. It's November, and come on, man. So I don't think Kevin Stefanski has the power to do this by himself. I think this play calling switch is to take some of the heat off of him. What else is he going to focus on? The defense doesn't need him.
Yeah.
The special teams is fine. He was in charge of the offense. And that's, man, it's a farce, man. Before I go, I just want to say this. There's a book I encourage everybody to get. It's called Turf Wars. It's a book by DeMaurice Smith, who was the union rep for the NFL for like 11 years. He lays out how the business of the NFL works. It would make total sense to you what's going on right now and the stuff that they do behind the scenes. Unbelievable stuff, man.
Great insight.
Anyway,
Great insight.
Love the show, man. I'm going to keep watching, man, and keep doing your thing, man. And don't stop grinding on these clowns.
Hey, man, I appreciate the support. Appreciate the love, man. Nice call.
All my brother.
All right, thank you. Hey, great call, man. Great call from James, man. Hey, a lot of intel, man. A lot of stuff that, brought to the forefront. Got to pay attention. But I've been telling you guys this. I've been telling you. I mean, I understand what he said, that don't wish injury on Dillon Gabriel. But like I told y'all guys in previous shows, man, this has nothing to do with Dillon Gabriel. We're not trying to come here and really bash Dillon Gabriel. We just trying to point out his flaws and his, inefficiencies, the same way that they try to point stuff out on Shedeur. Go ahead, Keisha. What's going on?
And I've always said, Kevin Stefanski, you can't be doing this by himself.
That's respectful. Like the caller just he put some more information out there for people to look into. But we started this thing out with the collusion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is how we got here. We started out with the collusion. NFL's behind this. And he did make a good point, because y'all know what the Mannings did. You know what I'm saying? Eli wasn't going out there to San Diego. You know what I'm saying?
No, he wasn't.
And they not going to let Deion, write his own script with Shedeur, because the things that Deion said coming out, he said he wants to have, emphasis on where him, Shedeur, Travis, and Shiloh went. They wasn't letting him get away with that. So this is something that the collusion started, and we all talked about the Eric Dickerson part. Eric Dickerson, Hall of Fame running back, standing 10 toes down, said, he got word from credible sources, and Eric Dickerson don't have no horse in the fight. And he just basically came out and said that people inside the NFL told him that the owners were plotting against Shedeur and Deion. So, hey, it is what it is. Great call, man.
Let me say this, boss man.
Go ahead.
To iterate your point. If people don't think the NFL collude on stuff in certain situations, I'm gonna give you a perfect example that people forgot about, but it'll remind you once I talk about it. Are y'all familiar with the name of Samms, the defensive end from the Missouri that came out to be
gay, came out openly gay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember.
The owners blackballed him all the way to the 7th round, and Roger Goodell personally called Jeff Fisher, who was the coach of the St. Louis Cardinals at the time, to draft Samms, because at the end of the day, the St. Louis Rams owed the NFL a favor, because at the time they already had a foregone deal to get them to LA. And so they asked the St. Louis Rams to do them a solid to have Samms drafted in the 7th round, because if they did draft him in the 7th round, he would have went undrafted. Then it would have looked like the NFL turned their back on a LGBTQ community man. And that wouldn't look good for the NFL when it comes to their brand and public relations. So it does happen when it comes to collusion. It does happen when it comes to owners getting together to make a statement. They also did it with Lamar Jackson. When Lamar Jackson was on his 5th-year option and he wanted a new deal, and he asked to be traded, they made sure that no owners would even give up them 2 first-round picks to get a Lamar Jackson, even though he was coming off an MVP season 2 years prior. So the NFL ownership, they does do things like this. And they don't, and the biggest fear when it comes to NFL owners is they don't want a black man to have too much power. That's why they want to shut Deion Sanders down, because they ain't want Deion Sanders to have the same type of power as the Mannings. They want white people to still stay in control and always be in control. And to have a black man have that type of power was uncomfortable to the white establishment. Just keep that in mind.
Hey, great point, man. Hey, great point. Yeah, like you said, YouTube user Eric Dickerson would never lie about that. Yeah, like I said, Eric Dickerson has no horse in the fight, man. And then also he stood 10 toes down when a lot of people said, "Oh, Eric Dickerson," they don't believe that. Then TMZ caught him coming out off of a plane in the airport, and he stood 10 toes down. He said, "I'm not backing off of what I said. This is facts." So yeah, I see you, Asante, in the building. Yeah, but man, look, man, hey, great show tonight, guys. Look, I had a great panel tonight. We was missing one. We thought, we was gonna have a full panel tonight, but we was missing one. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Appreciate all the interaction. Appreciate all the phone calls, man. I see everybody in the building. Hashtag salute. I see the chat. The chat was popping tonight. First, y'all started off giving Duvall a hard time about his Mary Kay Cabbat, but y'all finally came around and y'all, accepted his apology. So we'll move on from there. Yeah. But like I said, I see everybody in the building. I see Asanto. I see YouTube user Richard McGee, Marlon Cossey, Sonia Augusta, 420 Jenkins, Mick, Google, CJ, all my mods that was in the building, Brogy, Derek Hobson, Carolina Hood TV, Football Junkie. We got all kinds of people in the building. If I'm missing you out, I apologize. Y'all know how I do. GG Gina Bina. Appreciate one of my lovely mods, JV1, KD. We had it popping tonight, man. So I appreciate y'all guys supporting me. I appreciate y'all guys tuned in. Like I said, I'll be here every day, 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you got your notifications on. But if you don't got your notifications on, you know that I'll be here at 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, I think I missed this. Lou Burton said, KSAP, is there not anyone in high power able to talk about the Shedeur situation? You don't want people in the high power to do stuff about the Shedeur situation. They're the ones that are controlling the Shedeur situation. So yeah. So basically, shout out to ADP. Always been around here supporting the channel. Resurrect Minds, but Miss D Bears. I see everybody in the building. Like I said, salute to everybody. Shout out to Keisha from Cut the Ish Real Talk Sports. Make sure y'all following her. Shout out to my man Duvall, bringing the comedy, but with the facts. Like I said, man, we give y'all the meats with the potatoes and give y'all a nice old glass of however y'all want, water, soda, if y'all want wine, if you want some liquor, give you something to wash it down with. So y'all can let that, like Country Wayne said, y'all can let that sizzle in your spirit. You know what I'm saying? But around here, like I said, we always give you facts over feelings. This is what we do, man. But I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight, man. We had a lot of people in the chat, and the chat is still going. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. Like I said, I always interact with the chat, at least give y'all a shout out. Probably one of the only channels that really, talks back to the chat and acknowledges the chat. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told people, I'm always going to say this before I leave up out of here. I see a lot of people going over to these $1 million YouTube channels that got millions of subscribers, and the chat be going so fast, and they be sending these super chats, and the host of the show don't even read your super chats. Y'all spending y'all's hard-earned money with these billionaires that already got money. And that's why I say when we do these shows here, we can't do them without you. That's why we ask for your support. That's why we ask for you to join the channel. That's why we ask for, the super chats, because that'll let YouTube know that we're doing something well, and they keep us off in the algorithm, and they'll promote our show out there. So it don't have to be $5. It don't have to be $10. $1 super chat from everybody. It'll keep the show going. But I see a lot of people that, message me all the time talking about, man, I was just on so-and-so channel, man. I sent a $25 super chat over there, and they never even acknowledged it. Hey, I can't do nothing about that, because you got to understand something. Them $1 million channels ain't worried about y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's why, these little channels like us, man, we keep it popping, man. So I appreciate everybody's support. YouTube users at KSAP 100. KSAP, thank you, Keisha. We love you. Many blessings. Hey, support to everybody that came in tonight. But like I said, this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, KSAP. Guess what, y'all? I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.